At least as long as she can hear that you are in conversation with someone, then the rest is fine.
Okay, so we're recording now. All right. All right. Hey guys, my name is Amukelani Mklongo. So I'll be discussing a small SME, which is a restaurant in the West End. It's a small restaurant in the West End, and damn it, I forgot everything.
What are they doing in that? Maybe you can mention two things that are in the. That is the restaurants that they do. If they do burger and other kind of food, maybe two or three. Those you can remember.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So the summary of the business being studied is a small restaurant that was once in the yard of the Mlati family that lived in. Oh, Dean, man! Ah, shit, this is hard, Joe.
What is this thing? What is it about? This.
Yeah, i-restaurant nje iqalwa abantu bahlala endlini and then awasuka endlini yabo.
What are they doing there? Are they doing burger, chips?
No, chicken.
Chicken, okay,
and then
okay.
it grew from there.
Okay. There are also what else is included now?
Now there's chicken, there's squatter, there's
Okay.
all kinds of things. Now.
Okay, then we can put that as a variety that within their restaurant they do sell chicken. If there is full meal, obviously we can say they do have a full meal, which is they dominate more of chicken and other stuff like rice and what. They also do order with all that mix of achar and bologna and what. Yeah. Oh. Because what is important here is it's what motivated them to start the business. Hence,
okay, so that's the first question,
objectives,
right?
That must be the first question, yeah.
Okay.
That's why the person will say that no, if maybe one of the owners or maybe used to work for such a thing, or it's something that they never really work there, but it's something that is in their mind to start a business, but they also may be motivated by the area. In terms of the area, the people in that area used to buy these things, omakota, which is naboti, something they grow up, maybe if they grow up in that area, kota, they grow up something that they used to eat a lot. So they thought they would just change it and modernize the kota. That's one of those.
Okay. So let's start. Okay. So it started 2 minutes.
Now we'll have a few minutes.
Quarter to 10. Yeah. 10:30, right?
No, it's 10 o'clock.
She said 10.
I was there. She said 10 o'clock must be back. It's only those who are writing that it's up to 10:30. Yeah. Tina, she said exactly 10 o'clock we must be there.
To submit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. All right. Hi, guys. My name is Amukelani Mklongo, and I'll be discussing with you a small SME that I happen to own. And yeah, so the first question would be,
what motivated you to start this kind of business?
Okay, so the story behind this is that it was my older brother's birthday, and we decided to just have a braai outside our yard. So what happened is, my brother is really passionate about cooking food. So what happened is, people bypass us were asking us, could you please just purchase a meal? And we said, no, this is not for sale. We are just celebrating our birthday. And they said, no, we insist, we'd like a meal. And then we thought about it, decided, hey, how about we try this thing? So on a lazy weekend, we started out, and actually people started buying. But now the thing is, our advantage was that this place, our mother's house, it's located in an area whereby it's the central place for all people commuting in and out of our neighborhood. So if you're in the West Rand in Krugersdorp, if you need to go in or out or through Krugersdorp, you have to pass by our place. So that was our advantage, because the place was in a prominent area, and people we were exposed to that place. So it was easy for us to attract new clientele. So that's how the thing started, and then it started off as just 3 guys buying meat, selling them, and then we gradually grew into our menus. We developed our menus. We developed the place that we work in. We hired young talent to help us out within the community, and that's how it started.
Okay, can you maybe say anything related to someone else exposed to such before, more than what you have started as a family kind of gathering? No one was ever worked for a restaurant or a place that is selling food or franchise?
All right. So my brother had a little bit of waitering experience, but that was back when he was still young. So I think he might have took a few lessons from that job and then applied those within us and helping us to create this restaurant. I mean, he participated a lot. His ideas helped us a lot in terms of taking orders, making sure that the orders are on time, clients get the proper food, how to treat clients, how to talk to them, how to serve, your clientele in a respectful manner that will make them obviously come back again for more. So I think that helped us a lot. In terms
And
of
then how long the business has been running now since you started this good idea around it?
So the business has been operating for roughly 2 years, but now the first year was very tough in terms of we all didn't know how to run the business. We all had no idea on how to run a business. So we were struggling a lot in terms of inventory stock, products being late, managing our orders. But we slowly grew into that, and we eventually developed a small app that would help us manage our orders in terms of who ordered and who paid for what and what did they want. So we could now monitor our inventory, we could now monitor our orders, we could also predict how much we would sell on a particular day. So that helped us a lot.
Mhm. And then any challenges, maybe now that your business, you mentioned earlier that it's in the area that you also grew up and know some people around the area. Any kind of a challenge where some people will want to come and get some food, whatever that you sell with credit. If there's such people, do they pay you back if they happen to take with credit, or do you give them with credit at all?
Okay, so it was tough starting out because I mean we needed support.
Mhm.
So we thought to ourselves, that, hey, you know what? Let's start a campaign and call it Pensioners Tuesday, whereby pensioners or anyone above the age of 60 gets a meal for half the price. So that made us quite popular within our community because now people were just coming and buying those meals at half price. And then there were those people who wanted on credit as well. But being in a township, we understand how it works. So we would grant people that privilege to sort of get a meal on credit, and then they would later pay it back, right? So this helped us in terms of winning customers over, winning the customers, winning their loyalty because they know that, okay, we are there for them as well. We are not just a money-making restaurant, but we also help those who can't, because we've created jobs for the young, the unemployed. I mean, we've moved kids from being in the streets and they came to work for us, and it sort of gave them some sort of serenity in terms of they could now provide, instead of just being people who are on the streets up to no good, maybe doing some drugs or anything like that. They would now work and they could provide for their families and fend for themselves. So I think that was our biggest challenge. And then the other biggest challenge was that people now, the demand for the food was more than the supply. So we would now end up having to close much earlier than we would anticipate. So that was a loss for us. So we now had to consider maybe buying a big storage facility for us to store all this food so that we can open longer hours. We then decided to open for 24 hours instead of just an 8-hour shift. So now with 24 hours means we created more jobs, there were more people because we were now splitting it in two. And also we could now generate more revenue, and which meant now that people around our neighboring townships could also come to us because they knew for sure that they will get a proper, decent, affordable meal any time of the day. So I think that helped us grow as well. Yeah, that helped us grow.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And then obviously this type of business most likely all over. You go any township, even in the CBDs now you get a lot of them. Because it seemed to be the easy franchise to one for one to open a business or to acquire. But what are the future plans? Do you see a future in it in terms of expanding? You seeing yourself opening other branches somewhere?
Yes, so we've noticed that people actually prefer our food because of how we prepare our food. You know, and we've noticed that cleanliness, number one, is a big factor. You have to be clean. You have to be in a clean environment, a clean space. The employees, who people are preparing the food, they have to be clean, presentable people. That's one thing that attracts customers. And then the second thing is the hospitality, and the third thing is the value for money. So we provide value for money in terms of the food, the quantity of food you get, and the amount you pay for it. It's almost unmatched by other competitors. And also the way in which we prepare our food, our recipe, and the method in which we prepare our food, it's a lot different compared to conventional methods used by other competitors. So that's one thing that would help us a lot.
Okay. So in the roughly you said 2 years you've been in operation. So what would you, at least as a business owner, consider as a success factor that helps you to want to do more so that your business can grow higher and higher in terms of success factors, things that you can consider?
Okay, the profits are quite reasonable. I mean, you can afford a staff of 8 members. We afford to grow, we afford to save the money. So we've been considering opening another branch elsewhere in Soweto, but that was just being considered. We've approached the Youth Development Agency, but now they said that investors are more keen to investing in Soweto rather than the West End, because has the West End does not have much for a tourist to come there. So tourists would rather go to places like Soweto and Alexandra instead of the West End. So
That historical thing is
yeah,
attached to.
so now we find that it's hard for us to get investors to invest in the West End, because they say, what would make a tourist want to come to West End? So that's what makes us believe that it's up to us to make the West End a place where a tourist would actually want to come and visit. So we are working on that, and to turning and developing our own community into a place where a tourist would come and enjoy themselves with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that seems to be interesting and impressive business. But I think we can end it here. And thanks a lot. All the best for future and plans for your business.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Enjoy.